finish the whole answer sheet, like write everywhere, full everywhere, like ask for extra paper. You have passed the examination. I mean, I wrote, I failed, I this, I that, but you still failed. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a new subscriber, welcome, and if you're an old returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. So today on this video, we're going to be talking about school, and basically I want to really focus on some of the tips I learned while being a student, you know, before my graduation. And the funny part is, some of these tips that I put down together today, sometimes or most times, students usually realize these things after they've graduated and not while they're in school. So most of the time, ones will not realize that these are things that could have helped us, you know, do better academically. The best thing we can do is to pass them down to those who are behind us, who can now, you know, utilize them and make the best of their academics. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about some tips on how to make the best of your college or university time, days, academics, and, you know, make the A's in those courses and possibly hit a first class. All right, so without further ado, let's get right into the video. One of the very first thing I'm going to talk about today, or the very first tip I'm going to give you as a student who's still in school, is number one: attend classes. Like, I cannot even overemphasize this point. Do not miss your classes. Do not take classes for granted. You're going to find some students who will tell you you don't need to go to class, you can read without classes, you can study without the classes, you can do this and you can do that. Yes, indeed. And there are people who, in fact, I even used to have classmates or even friends who hardly even went to class, and they still passed in the exams. I mean, they still had A's, they still did very well. Sometimes I'll be like, what's this? We are the ones going to class. Wow, we're not having the A's, you know, and something like that. But truth be told, the value of classes, the value of attending lectures cannot be overemphasized. You know why? Because this is the only opportunity you get to have a one-on-one time with the lecturer for free. If you other times you have to meet your lecturer or teachers, you have to schedule an appointment with them, and if they're even friendly enough to accommodate you. Now, during your class hours, you get to hear from the lecturer, you get to hear from the horse's mouth everything he has to say, everything they have to teach, every question you may have to ask. You know, you just get to get the real deal from them. So it's very important. And many times lecturers or teachers do give out, you know, tips how to answer the exam questions. They give tips. Yeah, sometimes you hear lecturers usually say, if you write my exam, I will know that you're in my class. When I'm marking my scripts, I will know those students that were in my class. You know, that's because if you were in class and you paid attention and you heard everything he said and you read, when you're in the examination hall, those things begin to come back to your mind. The things he said, the things you were taught, the way they illustrated, you know, all of those things begin to come to your mind. And the truth is, these lecturers are experts. They are experts and they know these things. So you learn from them. Do not be too proud to say, I don't need to go to class, I don't need to do. If you want to be an A student, you want to ace your examinations, you want to just be the best version of your student self, attend your classes. Do not take them for granted. Okay? Then number two, assignments. we do not like assignments. True or true? Whatever you say. But the truth is, majority of students do not like doing assignments. And I don't know why. Why do we do that? Am I guilty of this? Okay, I'm not guilty of that. I did my assignments, okay? But the truth is, assignments seem like a very difficult task for many people, and it shouldn't be so. Usually assignments are a heads up to the next topic lecturer wants to teach, or some topic they will teach the next semester, or something they will not even teach at all, but they just want you to study so that you are abreast with the information before the semester is over or something like that. Whatever be the case, do your assignments. You know why? Do your assignments because writing your assignments is another kind of study on its own, where you make research, read textbooks, you go online and you write these things out yourself. This process of studying, this process of researching, this whole process is another study for you, and you do not forget those things because you research them yourself, you wrote them out yourself, you put them together yourself, and they become part of you. I remember when I was in 300 level or so, one of my lecturers was advising me and he told me about someone who made a first class a few years back, and he told me that student was exceptional. One of the reasons why he was able to make a first class was that his assignments were exceptional. Now, when the lecturer gives assignment, if you went to public school or if you're in a public school, usually we'll observe that when lecturers give assignments, they expect you to submit it in a foolscap sheet. You submit in a foolscap sheet, tell you write 4 pages, write 3 pages, 2 pages. depending on the nature of the assignment. Now, this student, he would always type his assignment. That is, when others are using full scap to submit, he would type his assignment, typewritten, neat, and in fact, solid assignment. My lecturer said that guy was exceptional. He will be the only one in the whole class who types his assignment. And normally, the lecturer will be like, who is this student that types his assignment? And they want to give him extra marks because of the extra effort that he puts. And he was consistent in that behavior. It's not like he just did it for once and then, or did it once and that was it. No, he consistently continued in that light. And well, at the end of the day, his first class was sure. So that's one thing, you must always do your assignments, because assignments are a way for you to be ahead, to study more. For those people who may find it difficult to study for long, assignments help you to also study as well. And when you're in class also, you're not lost or unable to contribute or follow up the lecturer is saying. Ask your lecturers how they want you to write their exams. Yes, many people they don't say that this is a thing, but I realized this later on in my 500 level or so. Then I started asking lecturers, please sir, how do you want us to answer your exam questions? Every lecturer knows or has a style in which they expect, or has a style, a way they expect the students to answer their questions. For example, when I was in university, I had a lecturer who would expect you to write, like, finish the whole answer sheet, like write everywhere, full everywhere, like ask for extra paper. That is your sure way to get an A in his course, because he liked to believe that aside what he taught in class, students also went to do their research. You did your research, you did everything you could, and you have so much information to give. And I don't even know if he really was marking all those scripts because he always expected your answer script to be so bulky, you know. So if your answer scripts are bulky, you have passed that. As far as the lecturer is concerned, you have passed the examination. So that was it for that lecturer. So if you ask your lecturers, how do you want me to answer your exam questions? It's just a simple question. I mean, in class, please sir, please ma, how do you want us to answer your exam? Do you want us to outline and then explain? Do you want us to do this and do that? Because many times the lecturer expects something different, students give something different, and then you're like, I mean, I wrote, I failed, I this, I that, but you still failed, like, or you still had a B or had a C, you know, or a D, or you failed, and you're like, but I wrote everything. You just didn't write what the lecturer expected. That's why. Copy your lecturer style. Yes, what do I mean by copy your lecturer style? Now, the same lecturer I'm talking about, on the 300 level, he during the class, he likes to give illustrations, you know, give stories to illustrate the point he wants to make. He likes to, sometimes I'm sure those were cock and bull stories, he just formulated them just to make us understand what the point he's trying to make. Now, for somebody who attended classes, in the examination, when he asks a question similar to the explanation or that illustration that he made, if you put that illustration as part of your answer, do you know what the lecturer will think when he's marking your scripts? This student was in my class, and you know that he probably will not even add an example to his notes, or it's not even in the textbook, but just because you were in class and you saw the way he illustrated or brought examples, and you used the same examples in the examination, he's likely to think that this student is a very serious student and they were in my class, they paid attention, and that's why they're able to give this illustration that I gave in class. So copy their style. Just like in the other point, every teacher has a way they expect a student to answer their question. So if you see the way a lecturer teaches, he likes to draw diagrams, he likes to illustrate, he likes to label, he likes to list, he likes to give only points, he likes to, you know, just observe. He's just being smart. If you observe and follow that style, you're likely to be on lecturer's good side. So copy their style. That's another one. Go the extra mile. Yes, do the extra. Like, be extra. Just be extra. I mean, you're trying to get an A here, okay? So go extra. Do the extra thing. I mean, every other person is just settling for the basic. Do the extra. While others are reading a few hours, read a few more hours. While others are just, you know, giving a few points, give more points. But that doesn't mean you should disobey orders or go against the instructions on the examination paper. If you're giving examination paper and you're giving specific instructions, always abide by those instructions. If you are told to answer 2, please do not answer 3 because you know it. Just answer the 2 questions and move on. All right. It's also very important that you attempt all questions in your examination. I observed mostly that some of my examinations, even when I wasn't too certain about my answers, like you were asked to answer 4 out of 6, and I wasn't too sure about, let me say number 1, I'm not exactly sure about the whole information. I don't have the whole information in my head, or I can't recall. I must attempt to answer. I must attempt to write something number 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 questions. Attempt to answer them, because when you do, you have small marks in all those questions that you answered. When you now say you answer only 2 and leave 2, you only get marks in 2, and then the other 2 you have no mark. You might end up with a very bad result, bad grade, or bad score. It's always advisable to attempt all questions as much as you can. So timing is important. Time yourself in examination hall. Have a wristwatch. I always had a wristwatch in my exam hall. My friends and I, we didn't even joke about it. Have a wristwatch. Time yourself. Give yourself a specific time for a particular question. After that, once that time expires, leave the question and go to the next one. Answer that, and once time is up, go to the next one. Then at the end of the questions, if you have extra time, you come back to touch them up. But focusing or putting all your time into 1 or 2 questions and leaving the others is a very, very bad idea. Please do not do that. You might just regret it. Now, I do hope that these tips are going to be helpful to you if you're still a university student, or you're just about to enter university. If you know people or someone who this information might be useful to, please do share with them and encourage them. You see, the truth is, whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. Sometimes we realize these things when we've gone far too late, and I realized that if I had done some of these things earlier, I probably would have done much better than I did in university. All right, so for those of you who are still in the race and you're still trying to get there, you're still struggling, take these tips, use them as much as you can, and you're guaranteed that you're going to have a very wonderful outcome and result. I wish you all the very best. In public universities, private universities, it's all the same thing. Knowledge is one. Knowledge is the same. The law here is the law. The law is the same. It's not different here and different there. It's basically the same. So if you apply the same tactics, apply the same rules, and do your best, you're very, very sure to come out as the best that you can be. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it's useful to you. You may share with others whom you believe it may be useful to, and I hope that you become the best that you want to be. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, like, share, and comment. Of course, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what kind of videos I may do for you that may be useful if you're a student. And thank you very much. See you in my very next video. Bye.